exception of you're Phoenix. So just got off work, taking a walk. Just enjoying the sunshine, man. Sunshine of life. But anyway, so I was thinking about just my whole situation that's going on in my life, with my marriage, with my partner of 25 years, married 22 years. But anyway, it's a journey that has just begun. It's a journey that's going to take a long time and a lot of hurdles, I think, to achieve. But anyways, an agreement almost of my wife and I of getting divorced but becoming best friends. Becoming best friends after getting divorced? Yeah, actually she is my best friend. I'll go right here in this light. She's the most awesomest person I ever knew. I recently came out as an abuser. That was in a previous video. Physically abusing her, mentally, over 20 something years. And I got a revelation from God. No, this is not one of your typical God stories. Actually, I don't know yet. It might be later on. But as of right now, it's more of mutual responsibility, I feel. Coming to almost an agreement that yes, our first marriage, or getting married at 18 years old. Well, I just turned 19. I think she was still 18. Because we had a child. There's no reason to get married if you think about it. Maybe in certain cultures, yes, but it's no reason to get married. I feel that after 20 something years, we were so good at being parents. That was our glue for our family. Raising children together, that we never had the chance to become real friends. We never got to date, never got to take her out really and pick her up at 7, bring her home by 10. Never really got to do any of that stuff. Live separately, the whole courtship. We just got married and we stayed that way, and we never knew how to be good partners to each other. And I could just never do it properly. A lot of learned behavior, a lot of childhood trauma, a lot of things that come at us that we just don't know how to handle. But anyway, so getting divorced and becoming my wife's boyfriend, becoming her best friend, I threw a lot of darts at her. I tried to smear her name. I went with desperation because I felt lonely. And in the beginning, I was like, no, this is not happening on my own accord. This situation happens on somebody else. The first thing that we do as humans a lot of times is we try to, we cover ourselves. We go into defense mode. We never come across with the truth of really what's happening right away. We don't. We try to throw people under the bus in a sense. But I blame myself and I reflect on myself, how I treated my wife. And you know what? I was a terrible partner, like terrible. All kinds of issues, insecurities, inadequacies, all kinds of stuff going on. And I'm working on it. And, my wife is a good person. She's a beautiful person. She has a great heart, a great soul. Her nature is never to do things like that. And I looked at it like a movie that I said, like God showed me a movie of all of these times, like a fly on the wall in a sense, of all of these times, of the replaying all of the bad times and reflecting on those bad times, which is kind of like, I feel like maybe like a revelation, like it brought me closer to God. If I become less and he becomes more, I start to learn that and face these inadequacies in our life, and I try to just use every last attempt to smear my wife's name, or even with my own children, and say like, she does this, or she's seeing somebody, and it's just me. We have to reflect because she's a weaker vessel, and we have to be there to make sure that our spouses are safe and our spouses are taken care of and are respected. And I want to continue this journey because I love her with all of my heart, and I'm doing anything and everything I can to repair this marriage. And by talking to her yesterday for these 5 or 6 hours that I was on the phone, it was a breakthrough, because it's like we agree to scratch that marriage and to date and to become best friends, in a sense, and let her be independent. We both are independent and without the pressures of life. And people would say, well, wait a minute, but if you can research, there's not a lot of cases, but people have done that. A lot of people have done that. We can build that friendship. And the point of this video is that we go through stuff. It's not my typical YouTube video. I like to make these videos now on Twitter and Instagram. You can check it out, actually. Because we go through things, and a lot of times on social media, what we do is that we put out the best versions of ourselves, the life that we really don't live. We put out like the best pictures of ourselves at the beach or with your friends or whatever you're doing, like when you got money or you with your best clothes on. But you're not posting the times of when your relationship fails, or you got a medical emergency or a financial crisis or something like that. Nobody posts those things. So you got stuff wrong. You got to go to therapy, like we eventually are, or I am. You feel like maybe something's not right in your life, or maybe something's not right in your mind, or you feel funny. Never be afraid to talk to somebody. Never be afraid. Like, you can reach out. There's a lot of different resources. Of course, Google is your best friend. It's not easy to find help, but you can find help. You can find help wherever you are, and you can try even give me a message, and I can even try to help you. And the point of this video is that it's a lot of immaturity sometimes that takes place. When you're trying to save yourself. And before I looked within myself, I was doing all these things to make my wife look bad in the eyes of my children. Your mom's doing this and your mom's doing that, and I feel that no, the ownership is mine, and that's not, that's something that was never happening. That's something that I made, not all these promises, but it's like these revelations, to God, that I feel that that takes away these things. And I agree, and I think it's the best decision that my wife and I would ever make, to be together and be best friends and not have that label. Because we got married, like we walked and we went to a courthouse and we snuck around and all that stuff. Like, she never was in a dress like a woman should be. I never in a suit with my children to be the best man and stuff like that. Do it the proper way. Now we got grandkids. And I can be her best friend because I love her. And I love her very much. And she's a beautiful person. And I'm staring all my inadequacies in the face right now. And all of the insecurities in the face. And it's much easier to approach life when it's like that. Much easier to approach life when you can stare at your inadequacies, especially with the people that you love, and you're willing to change certain behavior patterns in your life and address things that maybe it's mental health or whatever it is that you can face to better yourself, to get back the people you love, or get back the love of yourself. So that's my video, guys. You can come up from anything. You put God in your heart and Jesus in your heart, and you can come up from anything. Inception of Yara Phoenix, Instagram, Inception of Yara Phoenix, @Inception_Yara on Twitter.